Thanks for watching. For this event that we are doing with the birthday month, I am going to start a scarf pattern using some acrylic yarn that I have, so that I have videos showing different techniques and different things you can learn to do with your knitting. And so it's going to be a mishmash of design. I'm not sure what it'll look like exactly when it gets done, but I want to show you how to start a knitting project. So first of all, we need to pick up stitches on our needle. So we have your needle and your thread yarn that we talked about in the previous video, and I'm going to pick up stitches using a long tail cast on. And so what that means is you take your tail and you're going to start in the middle of the yarn, not at the end of the yarn. And so there's a lot of different ways to cast on stitches. This is one that I find the easiest to start when I'm teaching somebody. And so what I'm going to do is I'm right-handed, so I'm using my right hand or my left hand to do this, and right hand to use the needle. So I am going to loop this yarn over my thumb and my forefinger. And then I'm going to hold the two tails in my hand with the other three fingers, so that keeps it a little bit firm so I can easily work with it. Get this needle out of the way. I'm going to take my needle, pull out on this between the thumb and the forefinger, and twist this 2 times. That's going to create the first stitch to start with. Then if I pull this back and hold it like this, you can see there's 4 strings. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're just going to work with the first 3. So we're going to go under the first string, over the second string, grab from the top and down the third string, and pull it back through. So that's making another loop here. Then I'm going to drop this off the thumb, pull it tight by picking up that first string. And I don't want it too tight because I want it to be able to slide back and forth on my needle. But that has now 2 stitches. So I go under the first, over the second, and back, grab the third, pull it back over the second and under the first. Drop it, tighten it down, and there's the 3 stitches. So to do the scarf, I'm going to do probably 20, maybe 25 stitches. I haven't really decided yet. Maybe 24, because that's a division of 6, and that might work well for one of my other projects. So we'll probably do 24 stitches. So there I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You know what? I think I might stop at 20 because I'm running out of yarn here. That will leave me a little bit of a tail. So 19 and 20. Yeah, I think 20 will work. So there I have my 20 stitches. Now I am going to post another video that's called the long tail cast on, and that way you can just watch that video if you want to learn how to do this, if you're wanting to repeat this process. So once you get your number of stitches on there, then we're going to learn the knit stitch. And I also have a video of that is separate, and I will post both those videos here so you can watch them as you need to, as often as you need to. Or remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can find those whenever you want to knit. So to knit, you take my other needle. My working stitches, or my finished stitches that I'm going to be working, are always held in my left hand. And then with my right hand, I will go in behind this first stitch and out through the back, so that I'm going through the stitch. I don't want to go like this because that's not through the stitch. So I need through the first part and out through the back so that it's crossing over. And that's making this X here with my 2 needles. Then taking my long working thread, I wrap it counterclockwise around the back needle and through the 2 needles. Loop it down, pull it back through, and that puts a loop on this needle. Then I can slide that stitch off. Go into the next stitch, out through, making my X, wrap it counterclockwise through the 2 needles and back through. And that will make my second row. So I'm going to do this the whole way across. And then when you get to the end, you just turn it and make sure your yarn is held to the back of your work. So whenever you do a knit stitch, your yarn that you're working with comes out the back. And so you want to keep that in the back. And we're just going to work this. When you do all rows like this, it's called a garter stitch. And so we're going to work about maybe 4 or 5 rows in the garter stitch. And then I will switch and show you what we're going to do next. So let me pause this and I will work a few rows and then show you what I have at the end here. Here you can see I've gotten to the end of that first row. So then what I do is switch it back to the other hand and put my empty needle in my right hand again, and I start back. And making sure my yarn is to the back of them, I'll take it around and do the same thing going back across. Okay, now you can see that I have done 6 rows here, and we have them, they're all the same, knit both sides. I just turned it and both sides kind of look the same. Might actually be 7 rows, I'm not sure how many I did, but anyway, it's about 1 inch worth of work, maybe not quite. But that is our first step, and that is where we'll leave the video. Be sure to follow along and watch the videos and make a scarf of your choice and see what you come up with. We'll be doing a little bit every day and teaching different techniques and such as we go along.